I have the new Boaz Feldman puzzle, Loophole. If you've seen any of his other puzzles, this will be a familiar sight for you. I should start by saying, though, that I'm a little nervous about this one because almost a year ago I got this puzzle, Loki. And when I first got it, it looked like this, shiny and beautiful brass. And you can tell from the state of the metal now how much I have agonized and fiddled with this. A year later, I have got it apart, but I still can't figure out how to get it back together again. It's defeating me. I'm hoping to solve it before the year is up. But for this video, I'm really hoping I can solve Loophole in, a matter of minutes rather than months. So let's see. Let's have a look at the card first. Goal, yeah, surprise, surprise, open the lock. No excessive force or external tools. Yeah, the usual stuff. I'm going to start a timer in the optimistic hope that my solve of this puzzle will be measurable in minutes rather than months. And let's get going. Now, one thing I've learned from previous puzzles from these people is not to ignore anything. So I'll just check. This looks like it's just a plastic bag. I don't think there's anything useful there. I don't know if you can see this. There you go. The first O in Loophole is a hole that runs all the way through the thickness of the lock. That is lovely. Now, one of the previous Feldman puzzles stumped me for a very long time just because I couldn't figure out how to open this thing, and I don't think that was even meant to be part of the puzzle. So I'm going to start by just seeing if I can get that open easily. Oh good, yes, it just unscrews, I think. Yay, okay. That's a relief. Okay, so I have what seems to be a normal key. Should look at it carefully in case there's any extraneous bits poking out of it or anything, but it doesn't look like it. And I have what seems to be a normal padlock, aside from this hole, and a much larger than usual hole here as well, actually, through which I can't see very much. I don't know if you can. No hole on that side, and then a keyway with some pins in. So let's see, will the key go in? It will. Will it turn? It will not. Okay, and I'm just going to have a quick look at the bag, just to be on the safe side. Okay. Alright, so what do we have? Well, we have a padlock. The shackle, I think if I'm remembering right from previous Feldman puzzles, the shackle is kind of looser than usual. Don't know what to make of that, but there it is. And also, as I move the shackle up and down, there's something that looks like the base of the shackle in there, but it doesn't move when I move the actual shackle, so that's something else. Oh, wait. Did this hole always look like that? I can't remember, maybe it did. That hole looks very interesting to me. There's something in there that looks like it wants to move, and now I'm wondering if I use this. Oh. Okay, I see. It's just gravity. So there's something in there that moves around. It's it's really hard to decide. I think there's something in there with a sort of a hole that's equivalent to this hole that's moving around in there, but it's moving pretty freely. Like, it's not just moving in one dimension, it's kind of moving around in there. Yeah, very, very loose, whatever that is. Sort of almost. I wonder if it is magnetic though. Did this? Okay. These holes do join up. I can see through here. I can see into this hole. Not sure if I should make anything of that. this end, of course, is threaded. Is it possible there's a thread in there? It's a little hard to tell now, I guess not. I feel like the thing that's in there wants to come out, but I'm not sure that that's going to be possible, well, unless it comes out here, I suppose. Or perhaps out of that hole. That seems unlikely. Oh, I've got it now so that the hole in the thing that's in there is completely aligned with the hole on the outside of the body of the lock. And it... no, I guess it's not threaded. The way the light's shining off it makes it kind of look like it could be, but I don't think it is. That's interesting. So I can, with this internal piece, I need better names for these things, but with this internal piece right here, this can't actually go all the way through this hole, and as I push it I can see it pressing against that internal piece and sort of rotating it back this way, which makes sense. I kind of feel almost like it's a ball, but I don't think it is a ball. Maybe it's cylindrical. It does squeeze past it, but it's a tight fit. Oh, and having done so now, that piece, oh yeah, there we go. There's something interesting in the way it moves. It's it doesn't quite feel right. I'm assuming I don't try all the usual sorts of things like the key halfway in. I mean, that would be too obvious by this point, but I'll try it anyway, just in case. Yeah. It might be that sort of odd movement is just that it's very smooth in there, but it sort of almost feels like it's not like magnetism, but something else. But maybe it is just very smooth. Relatively low friction, maybe that's what it is. This would do. It's always risky paying too much attention to the names of these puzzles. It's always possible that there's a clue in it, but it could just be a description of, you know, the fact that it's a puzzle with a hole in it. Trying to get a better insight into what shape that moving piece is. It is it cylindrical? I think so. You see that? So you have the sort of the main body of it with this kind of cross hatching on it, and then there's something sticking out of it. I can sort of turn it around. This is interesting. Ooh, ooh. Oh, look at that, I turned it all the way around. Oh, and now there's a different sized hole in it, is that right? So, this is why the cross-hatching's there, I think, so you can sort of grab hold of it and turn it. Can you see this? I can turn that, and I've turned it all the way through 360 degrees. Interestingly, it won't go clockwise, or is that just because I'm hitting something with this? But anyway, I wonder now, will that fit in that hole? No force is required. Yeah, this doesn't quite fit in the hole, I don't think. It sort of would if there weren't the metal pieces on this, but ooh. Now what? So all that just happened there is that by pushing the shackle in, I just pushed this piece that way a little bit, but I don't think that means too much. Alright, let's just keep going with this. Yeah, okay, so that was just the thin end of the hole, and now we're all the way back round to the thicker end of the hole, so it's a sort of cone-shaped hole, basically. What could we do with a cone-shaped hole? Okay, no, we'll go clockwise here. It's just a little harder for some reason to manipulate it that way, but it's easier to go anti-clockwise like this. Okay, so there we go. Now we have it with the thin end of the cone-shaped hole facing us, but it is too thin for this to go in, I'm pretty sure, but let's just keep trying just in case, because there's another thing that's happened with some of these puzzles is that the thing you think of turns out to be right, but you try it and it doesn't seem to work, so you have to not give up. But no, I'm pretty sure that won't fit in there. I can imagine myself watching this back while I'm editing it thinking, ah, you should have kept trying. Okay, well, now that we've turned it around through 180 degrees, what if we drop it down that way? Could that make any difference to anything? I don't know what, but let's see. No. Key is still not turnable. The shackle still does not come out. I guess I should have been trying the key in other states as well. Have a look at this shackle just in case there's something I'm missing there. I wonder if the idea is to get the thick end of the hole lined up somewhere here so that some pin can move down through it. That seems plausible, doesn't it? Oh. Wait a minute. I can't tell if this is an illusion or if I really saw that, but I think I saw two things moving in there just now. Maybe not. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe I need it so that the thick end of the cone is pointing down into the body of the lock. That's the only thing I can think of that makes any sense. I'll just turn this around again. This is tricky because when you push this in, the hole is pretty narrow, and so as you push it in, you sort of rotate the bottom of the cylinder that way, and then as you pull it out, you grab it and rotate it back this way, which is the way you want to go, but you have to do it so that you get more rotation in one direction than the other. There we go. Okay, so now it is what I think is the right way round. Right, and the reason for having I'm guessing now, but the reason for having the cone go all the way through is so that you can tell when you do have it the right way around. And then if I drop it down that way, I don't know, it still doesn't feel like it's just dropping, but anyway. Now the question is, if I go this way, that was it, maybe? Yes. Okay, oh. So that was 18 minutes to get it apart. I don't know if that means it's solved yet. Oh, yeah, the key even comes out. Now, can I have a look in there? Oh yeah, look, there's a pin. Oh, there we go. Finally. Ah, okay, right. Yeah. So I think what I was seeing that was confusing me was just this pointed end. That is a beautiful little piece, isn't it? Lovely. Okay, so this pin that you can see in there needs to be in that position for the key to turn, I think. So let's just check that that's true. Yeah, so when I have it that way, the key will not turn, and if I drop the pin down, then it'll turn. But ordinarily the pin can't drop because this is in the way, and if it's this way round, the pin can't go into that hole because the hole is too small. But when you turn it this way round, the pin can now move into this space here and drop down, and then the key can turn. Oh, that's lovely. It's a nice simple one. Not simple in the sense that it's easy to solve, although certainly easier than Loki by a country mile, but a nice simple mechanism, and a mechanism that was deducible as well. I think that's one of the nicest features in these kinds of puzzles, is when by observation you can figure out what's going to happen and therefore what will work. I think some of the most frustrating puzzles are the ones where you just have to try things. But this was one where they gave you enough evidence to figure out what was going on. That is very cool. I really like that. So let's just get it back into its original state. Yeah, so this has to be this way around. Still not sure what the point on here is for, other than to make it beautiful. Maybe I'm missing something there. So this needs to go in that way, and then this goes in. Oops, I need to actually unlock it first. Drop that pin down. Oh dear. Hang on. Get this exactly. Oh wait, yes, I have to put that in when it's this way up, and then drop the pin down. Right, now it will turn. There we go. So there we go. That is Boaz Feldman's Loophole puzzle. I'm going to say now I prefer it to Loki. I think it's in some ways a better puzzle, although, yeah, some interesting similarities in the mechanism, perhaps, but I won't say too much about that. But I think Loki is just at the really, really difficult end of things, and Loophole gives you enough to solve it. So there we go, that's the Loophole puzzle by Boaz Feldman from Puzzlebox. I highly recommend it, a really good one. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.